This past Sunday was All In. This Sunday is All Out. That is a really quick turnaround. Ooh-wee. 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 Oh, God. Oh, boy. That seemed like such a much better idea in my head. Real quick turnaround, though. Let's just get to it. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from the Now Arena somewhere around the Chicago area. And yeah, All In, Wembley Stadium, 81,035 fans, a large, massively throbbing crowd, undulating even, ready to just pulsate and go all over the goddamn place. They were just really, really goddamn thrilled to be there, and it was memorable. And good, bad, or indifferent, it's a show that people are going to talk about. And yes, really quickly, I don't know what did or didn't happen backstage between CM Punk, and Jack Perry. I don't know if they're suspended as of this review. Honestly, I really just hope that Tony Khan actually decides to maybe be a boss, put his foot down, clamp, give him the clamp. Just do something. Get a hold of this. Curb this shit. Just stop this shit from happening. Just get these egos in check. Anybody's ego. I'm just saying, even if, whether I'm a fan of somebody or not, just do something about it. Because this talk, it's not really that great when they should be talking about Wembley Stadium and the massive amount of people they drew, and the fact that they're turning right around, they're going to be in Chicago again, still, for All Out. They shouldn't have booked these shows back to back, but then again, nevertheless, yeah, go home show for All Out. Predictions for All Out will be up sometime after this review. The show wasn't great. It wasn't the worst I've seen, but I'll give them credit. They tried to put as much of a card together as they could, considering the quick turnaround. But, had he formatted this shit better, they could have actually had half or 3/4 of the All-Out card, set up a couple weeks before goddamn All In. It's frustrating because actually on paper, the All-Out card looks like it could have some pretty damn good wrestling matches. Anyway, I'll talk about that in my predictions. So, yeah, they had, according to WrestleTix, about 4,000 to 4,500, tickets that, that's what the setup was for. And an arena that has a capacity of about 11,800. And, whew. And I love Chicago, and they have gone to the Chicago market a lot and everything. And I know that, yeah, when you have an NBA arena or you use a sports arena, you don't have to use the whole thing, but Jesus Christ, I saw pictures. That was sad. That was really goddamn sad. And credit to the crowd that was there. They made the most noise they could, and I hope you had a great goddamn time there. But Jesus. We go to Jon Moxley. Wild Thing. You make the Now Arena sing. And you're going to sing around Chicago with Moxley's Wild Thing against Commander. The Sensei of Death Jitsu is what they are calling Moxley, because he has Death Jitsu on his scuba outfit. This is the opener. Seriously, is what I wrote down. I have nothing against Commander personally. Whatever. It was what you would expect from both these guys. He did I think he did a 450, Commander did. And then the knees got up, and then Moxley got his knees up because it's like, well, this is stupid. I'm just waiting here for this. And knees up. Ow. It was what it was. And Moxley won with a submission. And then we get a package and pre-taped interviews with Orange Cassidy. There are people that like him, that's fine. No, is all I gotta goddamn say. It's about if he beats Penta, he gets to face Moxley because that's the main event. Backstage with FTR and the Bucks. This is after the Wembley Stadium show, I assume. Definitely wasn't on a bus or anything. That would have been a pretty weird bus. So, neither Buck can sound serious or genuine at all. And then Bullet Gold show up. I know they're called Bullet Club Gold. I don't care. Bullet Gold sounds better. With the white juice and the guns. There's going to be an 8-man All Out. I mean, that's one way to set it up. It is what it is. Recaps of Saraya, Defender of Abusiverse, winning at All In. Sadly, she's going to hold the title a little bit longer than just All Out. Maybe she'll lose it at Dynamite Grand Slam because she really shouldn't be a champion. Her neck is held together with paper clips and duct tape. Not even Gorilla Glue. Tony, my God, Tony Storm looks great. And she was just having a goddamn blast here. Renee was trying not to crack up. She says, it's safe to say that Wembley went tits up. And she was just being all Toadie's great. Toadie's great. I met her about 5 years ago in an indie show. Tremendous. Great talent. She's so good. She's so great in this role. And she throws her shoe at Renee. Jericho skinned a disco ball to make his jacket, and he basically talks, he's full-fledged face now. He says, well, that whole number, that attendance number is a shoot. But Jericho didn't really have much to do with, just saying the tickets are already pretty much sold for that. He calls out Sammy. They've repeated this idea of them being on the outs and jabbing each other verbally back and forth and everything, and I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done. I don't care who turns on who does what. They've done this enough time and time again. All this Jericho stuff, it's the same shit. And maybe you should have hit him harder with the bat. Well, maybe you should have hit him harder with the juice. The fact that, because, they did a handshake and then they started doing that. No, Jesus Christ. Maybe you could hit him hard. No, you could hit him hard. No, you meanie head. Jabby, jabby, jabby. And Jericho says, before this gets out of hand, after we've started to almost verbally eviscerate each other, let's reunite. Let's reunite our team and go after the AEW tag titles next week. It's all over the fucking map. Anyway, the BCC, well, what's left of them? Moxley, Yuta, and Claudio. Mox basically says, everyone has a belt and a catchphrase. That is about the first accurate thing that Moxley has said in the promo in a while. Too many people have belts, too many people have catchphrases. Then again, when Khan has about 250 million people signed, of course everybody's got to have a belt. Speaking of belts, Eddie Kingston defended the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship against Wheeler Yuta. And Eddie had a bandage on his head from the Stadium Stampede debacle, which I hated. Hated it. And he still has that bad arm from competing, before the G1. Did not get better during the G1, so he sold it well. Yuta is not bad. The focus on the body part was nice. I'm sorry. I just don't feel it with Yuta. I just don't. He's not bad in the ring, but I don't care. I zone out when he's on there. So, Eddie won with the back fist. It was what it was. Ring of Honor Tag Team Battle Royal match on Rampage to determine who will face Cole and MJF. Better than you, baby. And then a tournament will start next week to determine who will face MJF at Dynamite Grand Slam. More tournaments and more Battle Royals. Jesus Christ, Tony Khan. And apparently MJF is taking a week off. And he will join him, him, too many pronouns, pal. Sorry, Vince McMahon. He will join him at All Out to defend the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. I do know who won the Tag Team Battle Royal. I will talk about that in my All Out predictions. Don't put it here just in case anybody doesn't want to know the spoilers. Backstage, Sammy's interrupted by Callis. Sammy basically tells him to fuck off, as everybody should tell Callis to fuck off, including the women's locker room. Here's Adam Cole with story time with Adam Cole, baby. He thanks the fans and all that and everything. What's next? Obviously defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And then Strong and the Kingdom show up. Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. Do not have Roderick Strong cut promos. Please don't. Please don't. I can't tell if he's a Karen or a Chad. Bennett cut a pretty good promo. Taven wasn't even all that bad here. They went over their history from ROH and all that and everything. And then Cole went here. And then Cole went to Florida and da-da-da-da-da. And that basically Cole says, I'm sorry if I made you feel that way because it's all about the power of friendship. So many of these feuds are over friendship and I tried to ignore it. I really have tried to ignore it for the past couple years and I can't fucking ignore it. Yes, friendship, betrayal is something that ties into wrestling and you would want to get revenge on people. You want to do it. Almost every goddamn feud has something to do with it. They can't just be, you have a championship I won, I'm going to beat your ass until you give me a shot. Like Joe did with Punk. Anyway, Strong's in the tournament. And this went a while. I'm glad Bennett and Taven got promo time. Pre-tape with Alex saying Penta says, I like Alex, but they weren't consistent with this. And Penta's going to face Orange Cassidy. Statlander, Shida, and Britt took on Nyla, Emi Sakura, and I think that was Maria Shafir, but we still don't know her. Straplander sign. I'm game. Anyway, so yeah, jump start, and I wish Shida would vice my head like that. I like Statlander, I like Shida, I like Nyla. I don't really care for Britt because she hasn't improved at all. Emi Sakura doesn't mean anything to me. I know she has her fans, that's fine. And Shafir has no business being in the ring. No business. She's not good. I don't care how good of an athlete she is. She's not good. And this was a match. There was a cluster dive by Statlander, and then she had a tombstone on Shafir 1, 2, 3. Britt and Shida were arguing about something. Possibly who could, I don't know, maybe, go get the keys to travel down the road to the United Center. Because apparently that's going to take a while to go down, I don't know, a few miles. I don't know how close that is. And then Ruby attacks Statlander from behind, steals the championship, and then leaves it on the stage after posing with it and kissing it. It's a good thing it wasn't a belt that Saraya had. Ha ha. I'm glad the women got some TV time, but I don't see Ruby beating Statlander. Remember when Ruby felt really important coming out of All Out 2021? And that was important for what, like 3 months, if that? Anyway, package on Shane Taylor. I had no idea who Shane Taylor was, mainly because I don't watch Ring of Honor. But, good package. He's going to face Samoa Joe. He sounds fired up. I'm willing to give him a chance. If Shane Taylor is good, please let me know in the comments. Backstage, Takeshita and Callis are there, and Callis was showing stills of Omega's various injuries. Apparently he hacked into the doctor's office footage or something. Stole the x-rays, that's what it is. Takeshita just nodded. Like, really, I am having this guy translate for... Because Takeshita, yes, being a silent badass is a good idea. His English isn't awful. I've heard enough of him. He's not awful. But too much Callus on my television for my liking. So anyway, Caster basically made a comment about the 81,000 fans in Wembley, but we didn't freeze like Mitch McConnell, which I hope Mitch McConnell just continues to erode rapidly, and any of the people that voted for him deserve to erode rapidly. And then, that, their opponents that they faced, they were looking bloodshot like Trump in his mugshot, which, see, that's funny. You can take shots at whoever. That's all I have to say right there. They had a scissoring ceremony thing where they unveiled. They had venison there. No, they unveiled new trios championships. Because he says, it's like, welcome to the House of Ass, which was funny. In this house, we wear pink. Big pop for the Mean Girls reference by Anthony Bowens. Mean Girls, by the way, one of the funniest comedies of the last 20 years. Go watch Bottoms, by the way. Bottoms is probably better, actually, and that's saying something. So anyway, they have new trios titles that even scissor, and Billy says, now I can scissor myself. Billy said, he said they knew they were running low on time, but it was what it was. This was fine. This was the kind of entertainment I don't mind, but it feels like this is the last ride for Billy. And I think by the time Full Gear is done, they'll probably be done. If Billy wants to keep wrestling into next year and they want to have a long run with the trios titles, I'm fine with it. But this feels like one last hurrah for like a little bit. But if they're going to give them new championships, they better run with it at least for a few months. So, their first defense is on Collision against the former 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. And they run down Collision, All Out. The Rampage Battle Royal gets some pre-tapes. Penta makes his entrance, and we go through the break, and then we hear Jane! And Orange Cassidy is there. And it's Orange Cassidy against Penta for the International Incident Championship, because that's what it is, because I feel like international incidents are taking place because Orange Cassidy is on my television. Look, there are fans that like him. That's fine. I don't. I won't. I refuse. And there is no reason that this embarrassing gimmick to professional wrestling, embarrassing gimmick, not the person. I have not heard one bad thing about the guy. And that's fine. Those who like the gimmick, fine. I find it to be a catastrophic embarrassment. And it's been embarrassing since the Double or Nothing Battle Royal in 2019. And it hasn't gotten any better. They did the Destroyer stuff back and forth, and then eventually he kicked out of the Fear Factor and then got a roll-up 1, 2, 3. That was the main event. And then Cassidy cut a promo that was getting some boos. And basically said, Moxley, you're going to have to bring everything you got because my name, Orange Cassidy, I'm freshly squeezed and I don't have a catchphrase. And then Mox comes out and they do paintbrushing stuff and Moxley flips him off because he's a badass. And that's it. That's it. All Out predictions up sometime before Collision. Because I'm going to be busy that weekend. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.